It's hard to win on the road. It's hard to win on the road. So Dallas goes on the road, and they won their third straight game without Zeke. And a lot of people are like, Dallas doesn't look very good. Well, after the New England-Pittsburgh game, nobody looks good because those were stars everywhere and great players. So the Cowboys now are in a three-way tie for 7th place in the NFC. It's not a terrible spot to be. They need Atlanta to lose twice. Atlanta's got 3 tough games, at Tampa, at the Saints, and Carolina. They need Detroit to lose once. It's Detroit. Of course they will. So Dallas just needs to win out, and now here comes Zeke. Okay, and they've won 3 without him. Remember in the NFC this year, everybody's got flaws. Minnesota and Philly are using backup quarterbacks. The Saints and the Rams are good but young. Carolina and Atlanta are wildly inconsistent. Dallas is very much capable of beating all those teams. Home or away, they just are. Never forget this. We are over-criticizing Dallas. They were 5-3 this year, and then they lost 3 of their best players. 3 of the best players in the NFL. Sean Lee, Zeke, and Ty Smith. 0-3. Now they've gotten them all back except Zeke. They've won 3-0. So let's just add some context. The Cowboys this year are 8-3. 5-3 early, 3-0, 8-3 this year when they have almost all their components. If you go back to last year when they were 13-3, combined with 8-3 this year, the Cowboys are 21-6 when they're not dealing with catastrophic losses to Zeke, Ty Smith, and Sean Lee. Who would overcome that? I mean, who's going to overcome that? I mean, the Pittsburgh's defense, since losing Shazier, doesn't even look the same. Of course you can't lose the best left tackle, the best running back, and the first or second best most important linebacker in 3 weeks and be the same team. Last night, everybody's poo-pooing this thing. It came down to inches, well, less than inches. Here was the big play for Dallas late on a 4th down.
Yeah, he's going to keep it himself. Boy, that was really odd. You almost never see that. Empty backfield, you got Prescott. And when they unpile, Oakland still thinks they've stopped him. Look at this. Look at this. A link short. Look at this. Can he put a card in between it?
Look at you. He can barely contain himself. He's saying that piece of paper hit.
Okay, that was a big deal because the Raiders would have got the ball at the other side of the 50. So this was huge. Then they kick a field goal. Dallas goes up. And again, everybody's saying they got a break. Here's the next play that got Dallas to a 3-game winning streak without Zeke.
Carr under pressure, avoids the sack, and he's going to try to run it in.
Oh, did he lose the ball?
Yeah, did he lose the ball?
This could be a touchback.
The ruling on the field is that the runner fumbled forward through the end zone and out of the end zone.
Touchback.
The ruling on the field is a touchback. First down, Dallas.
Listen, that's the NFL on the road. You need to pick up a big 4th down, and you need a break. Last night, New England picked up some big first downs, and they got a break. I mean, New England did what Dallas did. They had a huge play within inches, and they got an officiating break. In both instances, it was the right interpretation of the rule by the officials. Dallas is a real team here. 8-3 this year, 13-3 last year, 20-6, 21-6. If you just take out a 3-game stretch where they lost 3 of their top 4 players. Let me go back to the Pittsburgh game, though. This is what's remarkable. There were a couple of things that jumped out to me with the Steelers and the Patriots. Number one is the reason Brady has so dominated Mike Tomlin is because Mike Tomlin sticks to something and doesn't alter it, and Brady just picks up on it and goes over and over. Remember last year it was the zone. Pittsburgh went into a zone. They didn't switch up to man enough. And Brady, if he knows what you're going to do, eats it alive. Did anybody think about this? Why didn't they double Gronk? Good God. I mean, how many straight possessions and plays did Gronk have before Tomlin went, we got to mix it up here a little bit? I mean, that's the first thing that jumped out to me with Pittsburgh. Mix up your coverages. Last year, you stayed in a zone forever. This time, you stayed on a single coverage on Gronk. God, he was just, your guys clearly couldn't guard him. which, by the way, is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's Kellen Winslow and Gronk are the best tight ends, Tony Gonzalez, league history. But again, Brady sees the moment. Brady's like, you're not doubling him. You can't cover him. Gronk. I mean, he picked up every big first down in the last 20 minutes of that football game for New England. Here's the second thing. The Steelers, remember, after that controversial play, that was a 4.5-minute moment where you could have set up. It was second down. You could have set up second down. You could have set up third down. When they came out of that timeout, after that controversial review, second and goal at the 10, 28 seconds left, that was their play. What were they doing for 4.5 minutes? And Ben came out later and said, I was thinking of spiking it. That's not true. Because if he would have spiked it, it would have been fourth down, and you obviously would have kicked a field goal. So Ben's not even being honest here. Once again, Tomlin and Ben, their explanations never match up. Ben said after this play, this is second down. Okay, so the next play is third down. Ben said, I was thinking of like spiking it. Well, no, you weren't. He said I was going to spike it and do another play. This has been after the game. He's just not being honest here.
Was the last play your call to go for it, the fake spike?
It wasn't a fake spike. It was I was yelling, clock it. Felt like that was the thing to do, was clock it and get yourself one play. And it came from the sideline, don't clock it. Well, at that time, I'm already got everyone thinks it's clock, so you don't have time to try and get everyone lined up. So it's I tried to. Eli saw that, he kind of ran a quick slant in there, and at that time you just got to try and make a play, and probably didn't make a good enough throw.
He's either fibbing or he's not smart. That just looked like chaos to me. It looked like, this is what I say about New England. Situationally, I'm not talking talent. Situationally, they've done this down to Atlanta, Super Bowl, Seattle, Super Bowl, and Pittsburgh here. New England situationally is the smartest, most prepared, most detailed team of my lifetime. There has never, ever been a moment when you face New England, any of you fans out there, when you face New England, none of you ever feel like we have the edge at coach. Let's be honest, Steelers. When New England got that ball back with all their timeouts and a couple of minutes left, you knew what was going to happen. They were going to drive right down that field and beat you. Now, they ended up surrendering a massive play to Juju Smith-Schuster, which was just, that in itself just added to the hilarity of this game. But this game, when you get to the very top of the mountain, it is inches. When you're comparing supermodels, it's a little blemish that separates the cover and the non-cover. When you get to New England, Pittsburgh, and the top of the mountain, it is inches, not feet, and inches, New England's always more prepared. When shopping for car insurance, consider Geico. Been doing it 75 years. Geico.com. They know what they're doing and know how to save you money. Geico.com. Coming up next, Peter King, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong on a wild and contentious Monday. It's The Herd.